my coaching side, I really talk about mindset. And when I work with my clients and I offer a 6-week program, I really focus in on mindset and daily accountability. There's so many people that have goals, right? And maybe it's a goal in your financial life. Maybe it's you're trying to come up from something that like knocked you on your butt, or you're trying to balance family life and work life, or retirement, because I hear that it's like insanely busy anyway. People are retired, but they're not really retired because they're coming and going and doing all these things, right? Which is great. But mindset is a huge thing in everything that we're doing, and faith. And if we don't have both of those in check and faith as your priority, none of the other stuff that you want is going to happen. And I'm not saying that having faith is going to give you everything you want, right? God knows this is not true. And he will laugh when you make plans sometimes, or maybe he won't laugh, but he'll like, oh honey, that's not where I want you today. I want you over here instead. But it's okay to set goals and to have ambition and to go for things, right? But they have to be in alignment with what your faith is telling you. And maybe you don't believe in God, but you have faith. Whatever that is for you, I know where my faith comes from. But if we don't have the faith, and if we don't have the faith in ourselves to move forward in, losing that extra 10 pounds, gaining the energy we want, changing our attitude and our mindset, getting into those downhill spirals and coming back out of them. Because that is one thing that I really work with women on, because I've experienced that myself many times throughout life. And I've learned how to do that. And as a wellness coach, when I got certified for it, there's a lot of different things that I have learned that it's really helpful for women. And it's really that daily stepping forward. You can have the faith and you can do the work, but it has to be blessed by the action of your doing it. It's probably going to be blessed because you are believing in your whatever is drawing you forward. I always say that I never hear an audible voice, when it comes to a decision that I'm going to make. I listen to a lot of audible things on the phone, positive Christian speakers, positive books, mindset books, whatever it looks like, leadership, mentorship, because that's a big part of what I do, because I'm an entrepreneur. And some of you ladies I know are entrepreneurs as well. And some of you are around other people throughout the day at jobs or at volunteer opportunities that we're doing. And we're all so incredibly different, right? We have different gifts that we are given. You've maybe heard people say to you, like, why do you want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. Or that's not even like, people probably don't say that's not normal thinking. But a lot of people are like, well, that's so unorthodox. I've gotten that a couple of times. It's kind of unorthodox for you to do that. Like, where does that mentality come from? And I don't have an answer for that. That comes from a little tapping on your shoulder. Do you think, can you guys resonate with that? Have you ever had that tapping? Sometimes it's God tapping on your shoulder. And if you feel good about it, you might be scared. You might be actually really freaked out about it, but there's still a sense of peace and knowing it's okay. There's not this like wrestling around with like, gosh, this doesn't feel right. If you're feeling like that, it isn't right. If you feel like this doesn't feel right or good to me, that is not the good tapping. You're supposed to listen to, and we all are, supposed to listen to and then move forward with faith with those little nudges. Do we know how? Nope. Do we know how to do the next step? Nope. Do we know what the next step is? Nope. But you figure it out. You do find out what the next step is. Part of I help people figure out some of the next steps, and everybody's going to be different, right? Like you have a different goal of where you want to be compared to my other clients, and that's okay. But if we're not taking the action, if we don't put it on our calendar, if we don't shift our mindset, when we're in those really bad spaces. And maybe it's just you're having a bad day and you're crabby for no reason. Maybe your period's coming. Maybe you have menopause. You're going through changes and your body is like doing stupid things to us as women. Thank you very much. We hate that, but it is what it is. Deal, move forward. Sometimes as women, we might think too much, and we've been told that. I've been told that many times. You think too much. You think too much. And I would challenge that, you guys. If you've been told you think too much, or you talk too much, or you analyze things to death. I mean, we do have to be a little flexible with people, you know. But you guys, God created everybody completely, uniquely how you are. You're not supposed to be like me. You're not supposed to be like your sister or your aunt or how your mother is. You're not supposed to be like them. God put the gifts in you that you have to move forward however you need to. So I would just challenge you as you're going through days, and if you get into some really funky mentality things, like really negative mentality things, if you need help with that, if you need therapy or counseling, go see a counselor. I think we all need that, probably a lot more than we are doing. But counseling and therapy is different than coaching. There's totally different things. Counseling is more of, fixing, talking about the event that happened. Coaching is more, and trying to get out of that. Coaching is more working through, yes, what happened, yes, this is the problem. Maybe nothing happened, but this is the problem, or this is where I want to be. And then taking those daily steps together or with someone to hold you accountable to get to the next step. When you know that you're ready and committed for something in your own life and you're ready to take action, it's time to grab somebody that's not a BFF, that's just your cheerleader, right? Those are great. I love my best friends. They're amazing. But I know that sometimes I need a push. I need my mentors. I need my coaches.